Hello, perceptive readers. This is a James Artistry Consultant moment. I want to share with you something that I've noticed as I was going back through some of my archives on the website. And there are many articles and stuff that, I've written over the years that I'll be looking over, even, comments and things that I've made on other websites. That I'll be looking over this past weekend. I mean, not this past weekend, this weekend. Remember I told you there was a time period and it lasted more than a day or week. It actually lasted for, a little while longer, or shall I say a long while longer, where I was writing and jotting down notes so fast. Sometimes, remember, natural writer. I want to emphasize that I am a natural writer. I do not use, AI or anything of that nature. And it was just something I heard somebody talking about again today, or maybe I read something, but it was today that I continually want to emphasize that yes, uh, you may feel, that you make a lot of mistakes or what have you. And this is why I want to share this with you about, over the past few years, that yes, sometimes you can get the not writing, you can get the moving so fast in life for this reason or that. You may feel like you're even writing against the clock, you see. Some writers are very good at doing it. I think about the Writers Guild. You probably heard about, them being on strike over the past couple of months or so now. And from what I've overall seen, is it seems like a lot of people do agree that they have a legitimate grievance. And see, and now with this AI writing, and that's what I want to tell. So I'm talking about a couple of things at one time. See, sometimes when it comes to technology, yeah, it helps us to be more efficient and things of that nature, and it can even do some things, better than humans at a quicker pace. You see. Same thing with accuracy, you see. And that's what I was telling you about with natural writing, where sometimes we get in the hustle bustle of things where, man, we may have to proofread a paper ourselves more than once, more than twice. And that can take hours, if not days, depending on what you're working on. When the AI does it just like that, in the new type of writing programs and prompts and things of that nature, that's a fact. And so with this Writers Guild strike, you see, that's another thing that they're, having to deal with, where these AIs are now writing out whole, I think they can do it. They can write out a whole production, dialogue and everything. I believe they can now. And so just imagine of persons who, start feeling like, hey, we'll just do a movie this way. We'll just do a movie that way. All I'm going to say is continually this. There's just such a thing as giving persons their due. Giving persons their due. And some things about humans, you see, never go out of style. They just don't. And that's why, I think about before gray-headedness, we raise up. That's according to the scriptures and principles. So, so bear with me on this now, that even though you still have young writers who have gone to school and they still, don't have gray-headedness or what have you, well, that valuable skill that they have should never be lost. I think about the teachers who are rolling over in their graves because of, sometimes the grammar laws or what have you that are broken or what have you, and things of that nature. That all the same persons who have those types of skills, I think it's more than nostalgia that I just don't feel their jobs should be phased out. Like writers guilds and things of nature. I just don't feel their jobs should be phased out just for the AI or what have you. Human beings, remember I said, no matter how much AI can do everything that human beings do, human beings are still the zest of life and more. Human beings are the flavor of life and more. All AI does is just, mimics that to efficient degree, you see. And yet, I know we could get into the sci-fi area where, some persons will say, no, we have actually created another life form. You see, the sci-fi deals with that a lot. Where one thing that I'm still going to say is this, and I know this goes into a spiritual area. Remember, when God created man, and then Eve came out of him and women in his image, Jehovah God's image and Jesus Christ's image. Remember that? You see what I'm saying? Because they were, both talking together when God said he was going to create man. Not only that spark of life, but that ability to show these facets of power, love, wisdom, you see. It really goes to show that there's something with that that I won't go into depth right now, but it's something in that remember, it gave us abilities and thoughts that no other animal creature have, and I'm going to say no other AI has. It can be mimicked, but the AI doesn't have it. Now, when persons are saying that whether AI is now another, life force on its own, it has turned alive, if you will. See, I'm still going to actually state, and I don't think I'm going out on a limb, that it's still okay. Let's say hypothetically, I'm giving it to you that, okay, you created another life force with the AI. But see, what level is it on? I'm still going to say it's not on the same level as us humans made in God's image. Hypothetically speaking, I'm still going to say it's on the level of maybe the animals. You see, the animals would show you. Remember, they're instinctive. They're smart. They can figure out things of that nature, and they got a metabolism and everything of that nature. But we already still know, no matter how powerful an animal is, how efficient animals are at building certain things or what have you. You see how capable they are. They can be stronger than us. It's something about us being made in God's image that still puts us so much more higher, you see, than animals. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, AI has come alive. It is still not on that level that God created human beings in, as having, you see, his image. It can only be maybe mimicked. We talked about this a little bit before. Now, some persons will still say, no, I think the stuff that we're doing, the scientists and stuff doing, I think it's even gone to that level. Well, let me say this in the spiritual way. Hypothetically speaking, if it has gone to that level, then still, what is going on? Has it been warped? You see, has it turned more into a madness? You see, we already have an example from the book of Genesis with just the angels coming down to the earth and mating with women. The really grotesque, maybe I shouldn't say grotesque because they were still able to take wives or whatever, but the giants, the warpness of what God had already did in actually, the Nephilim and things of that nature being created. You see in that way. And see, and one thing that I always find fascinating is from whenever person started dealing with or messing with human DNA and things of that nature, it's my understanding that when they did all these hybrids and stuff like that, that they were still unable to reproduce because it was not still going according to their kind. See, that's what warping the DNA does. And I remember they was talking about different experiments that they even tried to do with animals. And is that the way that certain even hybrids of donkeys and horses or whatever were created, or what have you? It's almost like there could be one creation, but once the produce comes out, then that creation ends up being sterile, unable to produce itself. Remember, I'm talking old science here. Who knows? They may have overcome that. But see, that's what I want to is continue to emphasize. I'm going way from AI writing to this. See, that's my whole point I want to mention. Whatever man ends up doing, especially when it's going according to opposite in an ethical or moral way from what God intended it to be used as, it can turn into mad science. I say mad scientist, but mad science period. And I'm just speaking as a respectable argument about it, an ethical argument about it. So let me go back to AI and writing. See, if something was to happen to the systems or what have you, the knowledge that the writers have and other areas of farm life, etc. Remember, we'll still have that through real life. If you want to call them flawed humans, I don't even really want to say that because we're just imperfect at this time. But and we make mistakes at this time through writing and other things. But the whole point is we are still the zest of life. We are still the flavor of life, you see. And so, with that being said, natural writing, okay, let's start off again. That I was telling you from the beginning that as I, look through some of my archives and things of that nature, I can realize in some cases I was rushed, but at the same time, I told you there was a period of time where everything that I was writing, it was actually being chopped up as well, that it was actually being changed quite a bit. And so it's like now it's been so many years on some of this stuff. It's like, I don't know what was changed or not. But with all that being said, I would like to go through some of my archives, some of my comments, and these are in some of the stuff that, I still do have from older backups, and actually rewrite some of those. And if I do it, you see, if I do this, then I'm going to also maybe put the date from where some of this stuff has come from. And who knows, I think I will show before I fixed it You see, I maybe just do a paragraph at a time and then show you how I fixed it. It can be something as simple as a period. All the same, this to go to show you how you can always go back to even on your proofread and get your stuff together. And get your stuff together. And that's what I think I would like to do just as an exercise for myself. It won't be no big, major project. Where it's like I'm working on it days at a time. No, it's just something that I would like to do from time to time just to show you. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. And with all that being said, uh, the reason why I speak for the Writers Guild uh, on this case, and I'm not part of it, is this. When you give persons their due for many, many, many years, these people have continued to help us to enjoy life, enjoy our recreation, enjoy our lot in life, whether we were on recreation, visiting shows or not. They have done a lot to stimulate our minds as well, to share their creativity with us. It doesn't matter what someone was G or rated higher. All the same, it gave us a variety of fruit, vegetables, and yes, sweets that may not be good for us or are not good for us, but that was our choice to make now, wasn't it? Strong drink in writing, if you will. That was still our choice. At least we had it as a choice. So anyway, with all that being said, I just wanted to share that with you about writing and natural writing, even if you feel you make mistakes or what have you. The technology is there. But I just tell you what, just as a opinion, see, personal preference, I can just straight up tell you. So I can't make you do something one way or the other. But the class of 2023, and now we're going to the class of 2024, you would be doing yourself, I think, maybe some harm and a disservice at that young age, whether from middle school, high school, especially middle school and high school. You would be doing yourself a disservice. You'll be hurting yourself if you rely heavily on the AI just to be writing your papers. And that's all I'm going to say. Take care of perceptive readers. Have a wonderful day.